what are the opportunities cia ku-invest mwaka uyu wa 2026?
If you are invited for seminars, invest in skill. Focus besa cia kusia investments because cia investment. Icon cia emergency, even you can set another fund. Discipline ya kuga dagwire ndio ya mwerekere uyu niguo guikara. There will be bonds ira cio korosi thirikari ke issue.
Mundu no abe a hold bia cia kenda ka invest todo wa election, na ukiwe volatility, elections, need tension.
You're supposed to look beyond election period. Todo thirikari no yoke maybe okole ne aheana na rate njega because there's a perception. Focus besa cia kusia investments because cia investment. Icon cia emergency, even you can set another fund. No way siyo horo Uganda, the East African community. It's an opportunity so that uthi wogerire market yaku.
MMF kana shares mwaka uyu kana you balance.
Yatiriri bia ikuonaga ikaumiria oya karamu na karatathi twarie ciegie besha besha nawe nio twitaga money and you.
Happy New Year, ni mwaka mweru. Video ino muramiona mwaka mweru wa 2026, na nitwambiriria mwaka ukoragwo na matanya meru, mwaka ukoragwo na maundu maingi, andu ni makorwo na matanya mao, makorwo marikite resolution, mwaka urenda kuigithia, mwaka urenda kugura ngari, mwaka urenda guthama kuria njikaraga. Riu ri twihaha na Daniel Ndegwa kuma Standard Investment Bank. Mwaka ucio rathini turatoranire nake kahora, aratumenyithia horo wigie ku-invest. Riu mwaka uyu ri mundu arenda kwambiriria, ni twariha school fees, ni twariha rent, na tufisha tunini twatigara, twenda gukorwo tukiigithia. What are the opportunities cia ku-invest mwaka uyu wa 2026?
Yes. Thank you. Welcome to this year, 2026. And mwaka kiabia mundu wothe ni akoragwo na matanya kana goals ile kwenda ku achieve mwaka kiabia. So opportunity ira ciekuo in this country na ni line ya ira tukoretwo tukidiscuss mostly igera kumirora na deficit ira tukorwo nayo in the national government. As long as there's a deficit in the national government, you'll be sure the investment opportunities ira tukoretwo tukiaria horo wacio no cikorwo cirikuo. So what we expect ni ati ni gukorwo na there will be bonds ira cikorwo thirikari ke issue, and last year we saw thirikari kiugo horo wa guthondeka what do you call the fund, the infrastructure fund, ya kuhota to take care of the infrastructure in the country. The other thing that we have seen ni the interest rates ula cia koretwo cigithie thi, shares no cigokorwo cigithie, they will continue doing well, and so no opportunity gi mundu agikorwo akihuthira. Kaundu kagikorwo gekuo na opportunity ira yekuo ni tuonire last year ni corporates hena kaundu cira embrace borrowing from the citizens, from the investors directly, hado the directly borrowing from the banks. Todo corporates ni cioneta opportunity ira yekuo. Right now collective investment schemes in Kenya ni sikinyetie more than 650 billion invested. Hena besa CFG more than 6 trillion. And then kuna excitement na enlightenment in the community where people are looking to create passive income. So opportunity yo ni carbon ni yo ability na family bank is okay yoka ABL yoka mortgage company yoka leu Safaricom. Those corporates, they are borrowing from the investors.
Yes.
So there's a possibility other corporates disigoka na siabia kuheana issue bonds ila tuita corporate bonds. Na it's another opportunity mundu agekate diversify investment yake. So SACCOs also, there will be a good opportunity to invest in SACCOs because as loans, as rates loans of course people will run to to circles, and circles will be an opportunity to invest in.
Yes.
The other thing we have seen special funds seeking license when you get mono. In special funds, the opportunity itari kuo before, but now when Kenyans are embracing the special funds. So, and special funds are giving good rates. They are giving rates above actually 18%. And it's an opportunity. So there's a possibility there will be more licenses for those companies, and it's an opportunity area modu agehodira na kuiga besa siake.
Yes.
In that line, there is also now, this in the business world. In this area, do mathiaga mobada weka ati kugira indo, and then you are to expect a certain community niyo yathia kureha indo naja. But now a lot of people now are going directly to China.
Yes.
So the opportunities iria ciroka, na the more the China yathie ihingurite world the market, irathie icreate a new market. Ukona if I could rota ko think beyond Kenya, nigutigwo thutha, and people are going out na mathi China makare hindo directly. Corporates cia Kenya, you have seen Equity Bank, tuonete Safaricom, tuonete Kenyan companies see ku expand naja.
Yes.
So kwenda mundu ikarite ku Kenya na maybe ni exhausted the market ya Kenya. No way sirio horo Uganda, the East African community, it's an opportunity so that uthi wongerere market yaku. The other thing ni maundu marehirwo ni devolution. Maundu marehirwo ni devolution ni mateithagia devolvete even businesses. Wakora mundu ngegira industry in cities now, athiaga set industry in up country, and now they will supply your goods depending on where you are. So if you're able to take advantage of the digital world, market your goods online, it doesn't matter kuri ongikorwo. So you can set up your shop anywhere, urute wira quality. Ogyo example ya even in the food industry. You see, take an example of at Cafe and Java. They have, even supermarket, they have a centralized place. They could distribute in their branches.
Yes.
In the same case, modu agota kuiga na package their business na hote wekatia ku expand in another market.
Yes.
The other thing is the strength of working together. If you cannot raise certain capital, no hote kunyitana na adwage, and then you do well. And I've seen that in other community are doing that. I don't know, no munyitana na mota wekatia.
Kurutania
wira wega.
Yes.
And then kwena leu maundu ma venture capitals and companies yukite leu siago support na kuheana capitals. Na ni horo na leu, even like for example money markets ida twina shiori. That's money that has been collected. Yes. There are funds in the global world even in the country. And makoleto makigura even industries in Kenya. Wakora maragura industries. The face that you see as the owners of certain companies, okoro ne ase ajire todo hena admokire makiogera capital. Magikate makiboost. So na actually uko na modu nigetha mwakoyo, if you are invited for seminars, invest in skill. Do atore hadu hamwe. Na maybe there's someone muginyitara nake ogere skill biashara yaku nekiatia no okoro githina mbere. The other thing is it's important, like we had said before, to automate your investment. It's important to automate investment. Do akia kaudo gwa the wabiriere ukoro ni automate ati investment yaku ni athia katia yogererekeire. And it's important we create an emergency fund. It's something very important. Herubo raini roeta ne roi scheme agire gaira thima mundu wa family
Nikabanga yo girathima mundu mwe wa nyumba no.
Getha riri in that song ukirithikiriria it's more of mundu wigire kindu no ahote gukana ateithie.
Yes,
you get. It's more of having an emergency fund in case something happens in that family. No ekiateka no ke na nyitirire.
Yes.
So as we go to this new year, the way sita held gemwero woka, but more of having a discipline.
Yes.
Discipline ya kuga ndagire ndio ya mwerekere uyu niguo guikara ndwaikare ukirwarugaga.
Mwaka no go try expect kambuni nyingi muno ikoro ikianirira dividends. Ne tukiwe dividends ciumaga wega, SACCOs ni kuhena dividends. Horo wigi ku invest besha ciaku thini wa kundu kwina compound kuna compound interest naguo atia.
So wakoro tariu ni hoya mbage na goal. Wakoro kundu goro atwara mbeca ciaku ri no tariu for example bond.
Yes.
Bond ona yako ya 12% ri ikurehaga twice a year. So ikurehaga 6%. 6%
yoka 12.
Na mbeca citumagwo
accounting.
So what the strategy mundu agika ni riri, if you believe in or your investment is in bonds, whatever you get, I call when a regular income na interest in odwame huthirai, you can put that money in another investment. Ira compound, and the investment seriously compound again interest in Kenya. The special funds, money markets, most of collective investment schemes in Kenya. Iso nisio sota wikatia o compound interest yaku. Nigetha at least interest yaku iko wikatia eke earn na no ginya wiki analysis. Todo it's over time nigo hota kuona kiria wa realize because of compounding interest. A case in point taithe last year in 2019 in Mansare in the year 2024 Mansare they delivered 19.53 alema compound interest rate they earned 21%.
Yes.
So wakora investment na compounding interest ukana ko investment time. So what they draw investment umuthi then lose enda kujuria tiriri igenda kuruta. Get also the investor. Unless it's an emergency, also the investor. And by this I mean focus besa cia kusia investments because cia investment. I can't say emergency, even you can set another fund for an emergency. So it's important to focus on compounding interest investments. As you also had time, that's what the KURIA is the good return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year tukiari ni turaugaga shares ni ciambiririe gukira na by the way tukihinga last year I think October November twahingire na shares ikiambatira nginya 3 trillion iria andu makoretwo makigura. Bonds ikaharuka muno, ikaharuka na njira nene muno. Treasury bills and bonds nacio ikaharuka kidogo. Mwaka uyu naguo waurora kwa umbali na mwenye tugukorwo tutiketie mwaka umwe tuthithine wa githurano ri. Is the market going to be volatile kana no ngija twetere tondu campaigns yahota kwambiriria wega, let's say mweri wa githurano kia 2027 August. So we have July, June, May, April, March, and a bit of January. Ugo campaigns yahota kwambia early December kana early October no mwaka uyu no ciambiririe ni tondu wa kurongoreria githurano kiria kiroka riu mwaka uyu wa 2027. Kwina ini cause for alarm ati mundu no abe a hold bia cia kenda ka invest tondu wa election na ukiwe volatility elections need tension. Yes.
Yeah. Actually ni uranyenda kuirora ni riri it will not be the first election tureka. Twaneka elections nyingi Kenya na ciakorwo successful.
Yes.
He ingĩ cianathiĩ south and wakora nĩ cia affect major investments. What happens as an investor nĩ rĩrĩ ukahota kumenya kũrĩa wigĩte mbeca ciaku rĩ, historically rĩ, if market moves what happens. The other thing, a good investor rĩ agĩrĩirwo kuona opportunity kahinda kau. Ati like stock markets, like stocks nĩ cigacoka thĩ rĩ, as an investor you see an opportunity to go in. For government, agĩkorwo government nĩrenda gukomba mbeca rĩ, as an investor rĩ, you're supposed to look beyond election period, tondu thirikari no yuke maybe ukore ni aheana na rate njega because there's a perception hĩndĩ ya elections andũ matiĩkaga atĩa mati-investaga muno. So it's also an opportunity ya investor gwĩka atĩa ku-invest. I would like to look at it mwena ũcio. The other one nĩ atĩ hena andũ, a lot of things nĩ cithia situated down. Utikona a lot of investments kana growth. Mũndũ investments ni akorwo akihota kuhold, ahote ku maintain nigetha at least ahote kuona beyond the election period. So we should always as investors look for opportunities in every situation. Now niho twagĩrĩirwo kuona rĩrĩ na an advisor. It's very important kuona na advisor close. Nigetha akahota ku disseminate information in a way that ĩngĩhota gũgũteithia. Tondũ we nĩ ũĩ ũngĩthiĩ biacara ingĩ nyingĩ, hena biacara nyingĩ ũthiaga kũrĩa mũndũ kũhana atĩa, akũra gũkũ rĩ, gũkũ nĩ kũũru mũno. Na mũndũ ũcio, and actually we expect every season akorwo na kaũndũ ũgĩthiĩ kũrĩa mũndũ kũhana atĩa, akwĩra gũthũkĩte mũno, ti kwega mũno. Na mũndũ ũcio biacara-inĩ ĩyo mĩaka 30 ndakamĩtiga na nĩ mũteithagia.
Tũtiraga gĩa kũrĩa.
Tũtiraga gĩa kũrĩa. So kaũndũ every time wĩna teithwe tuko we are backed by researchers na analysts. Those are people who will help us now to look beyond a certain situation. Na nĩ mahotaga gũteithia rĩrĩ investment iria tuhete rĩ, makahota kũmenya kũrĩa megũtwara mbeca ciaku. Ati if Tanzania react in a certain way, mũndũ wĩ Kenya nĩ ahota kũmenya kũhana atĩa. Tuge wĩna biacara ya truck na nĩ thia East Africa. You know very well, actually you knew very well, nĩ gũgakorwo na elections ko. Nĩ wamenyaga nĩ gũgakorwo na election Tanzania, nĩ wamenya nĩ gũgakorwo na election Uganda, na nĩ wamenya nĩ gũgakorwo na election Kenya. So mũndũ na track agĩrĩirwo gũ plan accordingly. Nigetha even that mũthenya ũcio wa elections rĩ, ndũgekore handũ ngari yaku ĩreka atĩa gũcinwo kana yona thĩna kana yatuĩka delayed. So investment ciothe no nginya ũkorwo wĩikaraje na ũkorwo na strategy.
Yes. Very good. Kireke tu na mwaka wa wikara. Karibu sana, welcome to the new year. Na tukihope ati andu aria tuthikiriirie mwaka ucio rathirire na mwaka uyu nimegũkorwo magĩtuhe matu nigetha mahote gũkorwo makimake kindu gitagwo an informed decision.
Yes.
MMF kana shares mwaka uyu kana you balance?
You balance. Balancing, but it depends with your purpose.
Okay.
Your objective.
Very good. Asante sana. Twacokia ngatho muno. Nĩ wega ũkĩrĩ andũ marĩtwa maku ũkoragwo kũ na mwaka ũkoragwo ũhana atĩa na ũkĩmahe namba.
Niĩ njĩtagwo tũkoretwo tũkĩaria na inyuĩ ũhoro wa investment na aingĩ nĩ tũcemanĩtie nĩ mahũrĩre thimũ na tũgateithania. Niĩ njĩtagwo Daniel Ndegwa. I'm an investment advisor at Standard Investment Bank. Ithuĩ tũkoragwo JKUAT Towers, 16th floor, CBD, Nairobi. We also have a branch in Nyali, Mombasa. So niĩ tuikaraithe nawe tuhote gũteithania ũrĩa tũkũbanga investment na ũrĩa ũngĩhota gũkũria create income yaku. Nĩ kaũndũ ngenagĩrĩra mũno and nĩ ngoretwo ngĩkena mũno nĩ feedback ĩrĩa mũtũheaga na ngamenya he kaũndũ tũrateithia. na kaundu gothe ũngĩenda kũmenya more information no ũnyite na namba ĩno 0724 535 062. Ĩyo nĩyo namba yakwa. Nĩ ngũgũthikĩrĩria na twaranĩrie nawe, na nĩ thengio mũno nĩ gũkorwo ũgĩtũrũmĩrĩra.
Asante sana. Mahinda mega mwaka ũyũ mwerũ tũgĩbanga nĩ tondũ wa mwaka ũgĩikara wega. Ngai na mahinda mega gũkũ nĩ kwa Jeff KURIA YouTube channel, mwaka mwerũ na maũndũ merũ. Asante sana bwana Ndegwa.
Thank you so much.
Wagicoka kũrĩa ũgeithanie mũno. Mwaka ũnaguo ndenda kuongerera tũmaũndũ kũrĩa. Ũguo ũikare hakuhĩ nani.
Na nĩ thengio mũno nĩ gũtũ support.
Very good.
Na gũtũ trust.
Asante.
Jeff KURIA TV, be a champion.